Yeah. Bought some new hats today. Join me with Dr. Pepper. Or is this Diet 7 Up? It's not clear. It's Diet Coke. I'm thirsty because I'm taking medicine. Which brings up the subject, I hurt so much. I hurt so much. Should I get a second or third opinion? I'm not going to do anything but give you a few examples. I was sitting with a doctor once, and it was in a courtroom. I may have put this on another video. It was in a courtroom. She was going to adopt a child in her family. And I didn't know she was a doctor. Very, very attractive woman, And how could you not talk to a very attractive woman? So I say, you know, I had to be here for this court appearance. And I'll tell you what was going on was incest, and also not with the doctor, but incest with one of her with a grandchild. Well, anyhow, I'm sitting there. I said, you know, I really don't like attorneys because they want to put me down. They want to tell me I don't have enough knowledge, even though I have more knowledge than they do because I've been in practice longer in the healthcare industry. And I see another thing I don't like that I don't care for are doctors because I've seen people get some real bad treatment from doctors or not get phone calls. You ever heard of that one? Back from the doctor. Or being given the wrong prescription. She smiles at me, this beautiful woman, and she says, I don't care much for doctors either. She says, I am one. I thought, oh. I don't think I'm saying the right things. She says, let me tell you a story. I had cancer. I knew something was wrong. Intuitively, I knew it was cancer. So I went to the number one cancer specialist in her town. She came back clear. No cancer. No cancer at all. Something else. And she wasn't really given accurate referrals to who could find out what was wrong. So she thinks she's got cancer. She wasn't told she had cancer by that doctor. She felt it intuitively, being a doctor herself. And She said, you know what? I went to a second. Highly recommended. Highly credible doctor. Cancer specialist. And he spent a lot of time with her. She didn't have cancer. She didn't have cancer at all. Diet Dr. Pepper, that's what you need. So, she said, okay, I'm not willing to settle for the first or second doctor's opinions. We're going to go to the third one. Now, here's what she told me, person to person. I mean, she was being pure honest. She said, Jim, if you don't feel right about the first or any diagnosis from any doctor, no matter how many you've had, I'm going to tell you what I did. And she said, I thought about when I was in medical school. Who was the person that I trusted the most? Yeah, this is going to be beautiful. Stay with me. Don't turn this off. She said, Who did I trust in medical school? And she thought of one guy and she called him up. She asked for an examination. She was on the last stage of cancer. And he knew what drugs to give her to reverse it. Now, I don't know what it was a cancer of. I forgot. It was many years ago. But he said, you don't have much time to live if you don't do what I'm going to suggest. Now here she is 3 years later. 3 years later, after he said, you're going to be dead if you don't do this now. Regardless of the other two doctors, I'm going to tell you a diet to take, microbiotic diet. I'm going to tell you how to think positive. I'm going to hook you up with a support group that thinks this way and thinks positive and thinks they're being healed. And I want you to do everything I say. She lived and she was cured. Now they say you're not cured until 5 years, but she said no signs of cancer in her body. But she would have been dead if she hadn't gone to that third doctor. Sorry, my voice is a little shaky because I had never heard of anything like this before. She was there to adopt this girl, and she did. And I wish I had kept her name and phone number. For obvious reasons. She knew truth. She knew truth. She knew intuition. She knew if a doctor was telling her the truth. I wished I had her name and phone number. Not because she was beautiful, but because she reversed her cancer and dissolved it. And only one man doctor, knew how to do it. What I'm sharing with you today will be a second story. An internist sent a lady that I see homebound. I only see her once a week. She can't drive. She's got broken bones in her back. She's got feet surgery she's going to have. She has a walker. I went over there today to talk to her and to help her cash her checks for, disability and things like that, and also to help her get some stamps. She uses a lot of stamps. She uses stamps to keep in communication with people. She writes cards to them. Something that I'm going to start doing because of her. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Her internist said there's something wrong with her heart, and she needed to see a heart surgeon immediately. And I know the heart surgeon because he's seen me 2 or 3 times. And let me tell you this, I'm not saying anything positive about this heart doctor. I didn't the first time, or the second time, or the third time. I thought something's wrong with what he is, how he is handling the results that he's getting from the assistants. I could tell because one of the assistants put me, after all the tests of thread mill and bicycle and all this, I was told to get on the bed and they're going to time my heart. She didn't start the machine on time. The assistant did not start the machine on time. The results were wrong. I'll never forget this. He comes in and she says, we may have to do it over. And he says, let me look at the results. He says, it's okay. He said, I got one suggestion for you, young man. It wouldn't hurt to exercise, even if you just walked up and down the street for exercise. Now, fast forward to my friend named, well, I won't mention her name, by the same doctor. Her internist, which is my internist, says, you've got a heart problem and you've got to see this surgeon immediately. Now, same doctor I was talking to, she believed in him, and he says, you must go down to Louisville. I don't know if it's Baptist Health or Norton's, but Norton's, I think. Norton's Hospital, and he says, we got to do surgery on you. We're going to do surgery on you. I said, don't you think you ought to get a second opinion? I mean, this is coming down from a normal doctor, happens to be certified as a internist, sends him down to a doctor. The doctor's looking at, the surgeon's looking at his reports and says, "Oh man, we got to get you down to the operating table. We're going to send you to Norton's. You need to get there immediately." So she borrows money to pay for someone because she's homebound. Her feet were operated on by a bad surgeon. And I'm not going to go into how bad her feet are now, but she's going to have more feet operations after this started with her feet about 10 years ago. With a specialist, by the way. A specialist surgeon that dealt with feet problems. So it had gotten to the point where she was having to wear a walker. She had a scooter. And I go down and help her when I can. I've gone down twice this week. My wife wasn't happy with it. She said, because I was going to go today because she needed to cash that check, and she needed to not only cash that check, but she needs stamps. So, everybody's different. One person will be jealous, another person won't be jealous. No judgment here. So here I am, listening to her story. That doctor, that surgeon, that heart surgeon who saved my father-in-law with heart surgery, and he lived a lot longer. The same surgeon that did a great job did surgery on her. And when it was over, he got her all sewed up again and said, "I've got great news for you. There's nothing wrong with your heart. Your heart's fine. Just keep taking your heart medicine." Now, she had paid for 2 nights for somebody to take her there and stay there and bring her back. She had gone through drinking and taking all the medication she was required to before the operation. She went through all the fear of being cut on. And when she woke up, the doctor says, "I've got good news for you. There's nothing wrong with your heart." Well, we even talked about that today when I was there. Now, here's what I want to leave with you folks. Don't ever go with one opinion of a doctor. If you feel it's not accurate, or even if you feel it's accurate, go to a second opinion and even a third opinion of specialists in that field, of surgeons in that field. So she got cut on, she got charged, she borrowed money to pay for rides, and she's experiencing the pain of being cut on and sewed back together. Okay, now. I'm lucky. Everybody in my family has died from heart problems. my immediate family. Not my wife, but everybody else. Father, mother, brother. Yeah. All died from heart problems. Now, so I take special vitamins, the best companies that I could find. Don't have one health problem. I'm 76, and I think my family all died that age or before from heart problems. Now, I want to say this. I want to say this might mean nothing to most of you all, but I want you to remember that pretty lady who was a doctor that said, I knew something was wrong. And the first doctor was the best expert in the field. So most people would have trusted him. The second one, I think this was cancer. So he says, nothing's wrong. She goes to the second one, no cancer. The third one says, you've got not only cancer, but you're close to death. You've got to change your diet to a microbiotic diet, and you have to go to a positive support group that believe that they're getting better, and you need to maybe visit me if you care to once in a while. And it worked. The third opinion saved her life. Now I've got to decide what to call this video. It's been long enough. It's 23 minutes. And it's probably one of the most, how can I say this? This is probably one of the most important videos I've made. No joking going on. No joking going on this one. I value your comments. I value your subscriptions. You know I'm freelance. You know I have very little, if any, notes. These are the notes I had. That's my notes. This is not scripted. This is actual truth. This is truth and factual. Now, God bless you, and I hope this means something to you, if not now, in the future. If you like it, feel free to hit like. If you don't like it, hit the don't like. Okay? Realize one thing. I'm not a regular layman. I'm a healthcare provider in several licenses. So I'm not just making all this stuff up. And I hesitate to tell people all the licenses that I do have because it doesn't matter. I have no diplomas. No, I may have a diploma. I don't even know. I have no licenses in my office. If a person asks me, I'll tell them. If they want a copy of my license, I'll give it to them. I do not tell people what I am or what I'm licensed in. I don't think it matters. I think what matters is I tell them what they need to know. God bless you. May God protect you. May the angels protect you. And don't forget, if you want to ask angels to surround you, you need to ask Jesus. You don't need to go straight to the angels. The angels have to obey Jesus. Did you know that? It's true. You take care.